Hi, Mrs. Piercy. So this one is going to be client injury, my daughter, because I still don't have my bust, and added in implements. So long video for sure. So I'm going to be working on her, and then I'll turn the camera. So I'm just going to pretend like I'm over here doing a little tweezing. I don't know how to do that yet, so I'm just pretending I'm going to brace, I guess. I don't know exactly how we do it. Oh, excuse me, ma'am. There's a tiny little boo-boo there. I'll be right back. Are you okay? Mm-hmm. Okay. Now I'm going to turn it to here, to the sink area for my first step. My first step is going to be to wash my hands. Throwing this in the trash. Sanitizing. And then with my clean sanitized hands, I'm going to get my single-use antibiotic ointment out. I have a tube because I don't have a single unit, but just pretend. Getting ready to come to you, so you gotta be on that chair. I'm getting ready to come. And getting to get an adhesive bandage out because it's not on her hand and she wants me to assist her, obviously. So in order for me to do that, I have to put on gloves now that I'm clean and I removed everything. Going over to my client. So I'm going to turn the camera so that you can see my client, who thankfully is doing okay over here. I'm going to be cleaning the area, and so I'm going to use, because I don't really have a single use, I'm going to just use a little Q-tip here and do a pretendy on her. Obviously trash right over here. Single-use Band-Aid, which is huge, way too big for her. But we're gonna use it just for pretending, and then I'll take it off. Difficult with these gloves on.
Can I do it?
No, you're not allowed. This is the rules of the video, remember? And I'm gonna put it on you, honey.
If you hold it
Okay,
back.
I'm trying to hold it like that.
No, right?
Okay. I'm not allowed to hold it on the pad, honey. That's where it absorbs the blood. Well, this will be hysterical for you to watch. I have no doubt. That is so funny. Now, we also have to clean and disinfect our implements and clean and disinfect our station. So implements are going over here, and I'm going to go back and clean her station here in just a second, but I'm going to get my implements going first. So implements are right here, and we are going to wash them first. Reading my manufacturer's instructions on the back. We're going to clean them. Boy, that Band-Aid situation there was a disaster. I'm going to have to work on that for sure. Oh, that was funny. I don't know if it's just these particular gloves because they're really loose on me, or that's a good question I'll ask at school this week. Okay, rinse them. We've washed them, we're rinsing them. We are now going to dry them. I'm going to be back over there in a minute, honey, okay? Hopefully your client is really comfortable and happy, because I have a real one and not a mannequin. And obviously, while these implements are in their barbicide, I could get clean implements and go back and finish the service. But for sake of really wanting to take some time, I'm gonna wait the 10 minutes out. And hopefully that will be a nice long video to upload. So we're gonna measure out now for barbicide. I'm gonna throw these towels away. Nice. And I have my gloves on, but I need to put my goggles on. So I'm gonna change my glasses to my goggles. Yes, sweetie. Yes, I am. As soon as I get the implements on their timer. So I have to measure out 16 ounces of water, which would be 1 ounce of barbicide then, that we're going to put in here with our implements. Way too much, that's about 32 ounces of water. There we go. Measure out my water. I'm gonna put my implements into the water. Now we are grabbing our barbicide. We make sure that it is no rust, and then we look and make sure in the back also that it is actually, okay, real quick, actually barbicide, because there are some fakies out there. And we're going to measure out 1 ounce. Got my measuring right here, 1/4 of a cup, which is 2 ounces, so half of this, 1/8 of a cup, is 1 ounce. Putting it in. I don't have to stir it. Let me just adjust this so you can see that. There. Putting my lid back on my barbicide. Dry lid for my container to seal. And I need to set a 10-minute timer. So I'm going to grab the timer real quickly. Starting a 10-minute timer. And now I have to go clean my station. These are wipes that I have that I'm going to pretend are my barbicide wipes to go back and clean up my client station. So bear with me and pretend like my Kirkland wipes are my barbicide wipes, and I still have my gloves on and my goggles on. I'm using these barbicide wipes, and I'm going to go back and clean my client station where the incident occurred. There's my client right there. She had to take a ladies' room break. And anytime I use my wipes, I know that I have to do a 1-2. So I'm getting 2 wipes out. I'll fix it, honey. So remember, we're pretending that these are actually barbicide wipes, and I'm going to tilt this up a tinge. And I've got a 1 and a 2, so we're going to do the 1 and a 2. So I'm pretending like there's a counter here, and this is where all my tools were. I'm going to do the all around her with my 1. Boop, boop, counter, 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 wipe, 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 wipe this side, wipe over here. And then that's my 1. And now I'm going to do my 2 because I'm going to go back. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. All around my area just in case. Pretending there's a counter here. Cleansing, cleansing, cleansing. Big cleansing. Near the client. Everywhere we need to go. Cleansing, cleansing, cleansing. Doing my 1s and 2s. And she's so kind. She's not in any kind of rush today. She's going to wait for that 10-minute timer then I can get fresh, clean implements and finish the service. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take off these gloves and throw away all the dirties. In 1 second. 1 second.
What if they were in a rush?
Well, if they were in a rush, I would get clean implements. Now I am going to put some gloves back on because I do have to clean my tools, and then I'm also going to have to do another hand wash and clean gloves before I go back to her once the barbicide is ready. So I'm just putting gloves on to be prepared for my 10-minute timer. I'm keeping my goggles on. I'm going to turn it back to the sink so you don't have to look at us, and hopefully you can fast forward through. Well, she'll see you when I go back for the service. Okay, so hopefully you won't be too bored here, and you can fast forward through this section if you need to. Just gonna hang out. freaking out on a video. You're on a video, okay? Okay. I was gonna tell you that if I use a little alcohol, it will come right off, honey, and it won't pull on your hair or anything. Okay. You want me to do that? Remember how Nana Glenda used to do that? Your hair's in it. Just hold it right there. I'm gonna get, come on this side. Come on here. Because what the alcohol does, honey, is it just breaks down the sticky. Let me just put a little Q-tip. Watch. Sorry I put that big Band-Aid on.
Wax.
I did. Did it feel like it?
Get me.
I'll be right back. I'm just gonna rinse this stuff out of that. Checking on the timer. 2 minutes, 49 seconds.
I took both your mugs out of the trash.
Did you?
They're not trash. They're toys.
Are you gonna play with them?
I would be Mrs. Hand Can.
Why don't you write in your notebook that you brought too?
Okay.
Fun thing to do. it, T? Just one. We'll just touch her inside out, that's all.
Actually, to do that.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't realize it was that quick. The thumb, though, I'm having a little bit of a issue with here. Let's see if I can do this. There you go. Got it on your hands and your feet.
On the hand. On the handy bump. On the hand, you mean? Yes.
There's our timer. So I'm gonna come back in and finish cleaning my implements. I still have my goggles on. I've got my gloves on. Gonna rinse them and thoroughly dry them. My client has been patiently waiting the whole time. Wah, wah, waka, not true. So finishing my implements, we have to thoroughly rinse it all with hot water. And now we're going to thoroughly dry it all. See that little plant over there? Not the little flowers, but the little plant. That's the parlor, 4th Street Brow Studio in the parlor. Mommy's little succulent over there, I named it. I don't know what I haven't named him really, but it's a boy. Can you help me come up with a name for him?
Mm-hmm.
What are we gonna call him?
I have so many boys.
Oh, you do?
Miles, Greg, Junior,
Miles. I like Miles.
Rick.
Rick is your Barbie's name. I don't want to use that name.
Okay, I have more girl names.
You want-
Can I tell you some girl names?
Absolutely.
Caitlin,
That's a pretty one. Throw
Lila.
these towels away. Lila's very nice. That's Aunt Courtney's dog's name.
Miley,
Miley, that's another girl name.
Luna,
Luna, oh, that's cool.
okay. I came up with
Okay, good. Let me have it.
Pete.
Pete would be great. Do you think that little Pete the plant? That would be perfect.
Pug.
Pete the pug and Pete the plant.
Yeah.
I'll show Mrs. Piercy my plant too, and we're done on the video, so she knows it's Pete the plant that we're talking about. It's a little tiny succulent.
Boy.
Mm.
Okay, let me give you some more names.
Okay, I'm gonna put the lid on this.
Violet.
Violet's a girl name. That's beautiful.
No.
And it's a color, and I love talking about color. Perfect seal on our clean and dry implements. That will be stored away from something contaminated or brought to the client. So I'm going to put it over here because I'll be heading back to the client.
I have another name, Mama.
1 second, I'm finishing my.
Drum the chocolate.
Oh, that's fancy. Okay, so the paper towels and gloves would go in the trash. What I'm gonna do right now, because I'm trying to save gloves, this is not what I would do in service, is I'm just gonna put these gloves to the side, but they would be in the trash in service. Of course, these are disposables, but because we're practicing and I'm trying to save as many as I can, I'm gonna throw the dirties away. And then I have to come back and wash my hands again and put gloves back on before I go and see my client. Dampen, dime size wash. I'm gonna come back to you in a minute here.
Junior is a boy name.
Junior, yeah. I don't really want to call the plant Junior, but
You still like Rick.
it's okay. But I'm not gonna call the plant Rick because that's your Barbie's name.
How's the pig? Wait, no.
Pete,
What?
you said Pete. We could call it Petey the plant. We could call it Petter.
Ooh, I got one. I got
What?
one.
What?
Something.
Oh my gosh, I could never remember that.
Something.
Sean D.
Something.
Sean Fee.
How could you never remember that?
Complicated. Nice and dry. Going to the trash. Hand sanitizer to finish my hand wash. Is my client at her spot? So I can resume my service. Is my client at her spot? I'm gonna take my goggles off now. My glasses back are on. I am going to re-glove. Which would be fresh glove, of course.
I was just drawing.
And then we are going to turn around to our client who has been waiting and getting she's been getting a lot of services while we've been done. And then I'm going to get my perfectly sanitized and clean implements back out, except that I would really use a new set with my gloved hands because she still has a Band-Aid on, pretend. I'm going to go back over here and race and look at what a supermodel she is. Oh my goodness, ma'am. Thank you so much for coming. And that's a wrap on client injury with implements. Video number 1.
Bye.